Hey, it's John and Mike, brew-juice.com. We're shooting another video this week. I can tell you that this weekend I have not brewed any beer. What'd you do this weekend?
I brewed beer.
You brewed beer.
And I had a video camera with me.
Good man.
And I videotaped some brewing in my backyard, which I had to shovel out a nice, 4x4 square. So I could actually get my burner and my propane tank and my kettle out there. So, without further ado, let's roll that beautiful brewing footage.
Woo!
Okay, it's brew day, or brew morning, and as you can see I had to shovel out some space to actually do some brewing. And you know, these are the things you have to do in the wintertime. I think we've talked about this in the blog before, but it's all a part of the hobby. So what's going to happen now is I'm going to pick up that kettle full of the strike water at about 162 degrees, and I'm going to pour it into this mash tun. When you don't have fancy pumps or other mechanisms to help move water into other vessels, it's very manual, but that's okay. Still can make good beer without fancy equipment. So let me stop now and we'll get that going. Okay, the strike water has been added. It's been swirled around, so the mash has now begun. In about an hour we'll be ready to pour this out into another bucket. I'll add another probably 5 gallons of this to rinse the grains, since I do batch sparging. And after that I'll have my full boil volume, and then we'll kick off the boil. Okay, through the power of video editing, this whole hour has gone by, but to you it's only been a few seconds. That mash looks done. So now we need to drain this bucket into this bucket, and then when that's done we'll get some hot water around 170 degrees Fahrenheit, about 5 gallons. We'll pour on top of the grains, we'll rinse those grains, and then we'll do that process all over again. And then we should have enough, about 7.5 gallons of wort to go in the boil, which will be great. So let's get going. Okay, and through the magic of gravity we have wort pouring into this particular bucket, and we'll measure out how much we get out of this first run. I usually get, collect about 3 gallons of wort out of the initial first runnings. Sometimes it's less, but for this Vienna Lager that I'm brewing, typically it's about 3 gallons. We'll see. Okay, our sparge is finished and our full wort volume is collected in the kettle. And now it's just a matter of getting this 7-gallon volume to come to a boil. And when outside is single digits in terms of temperature, that's Fahrenheit, it's going to take a little bit. So we're going to try to get that going. Once we get a boil going, we'll add in the first hop addition, and then we'll go from there. Okay, I thought we'd check in again. See the steaming cauldron that is this wort boiling. I think we got about 30 minutes to go in this boil, and for my liking, this is a nice vigorous boil. And it takes some practice to hit that sweet spot of boiling over or not boiling enough. Here, I think we got a nice balance between the two. Okay, so that's that. We'll check in once we're ready to shut down the heat and start chilling this thing. Okay, it has been 1 hour of boiling this wort. The chiller is in. The last hop addition went in with 10 minutes to go in the boil. It is now time to turn the heat off and start chilling. So we're gonna set this up old New England style chilling. We're gonna run the immersion chiller, but also stick it in the snow. So let's shut this off and then start the chilling. So that's what I call dual action chilling. We'll use the snow to chill the outside, and inside the immersion chiller will help to bring the temperature down to fermentation temperatures, or just below. Since this is a lager, we're probably going to start at about 44 degrees Fahrenheit and then bring it up to 50 for the majority of the fermentation period. But we'll start off lower than that and then warm it up in the fridge. So that's all I got. That's a brew session for this Vienna Lager.
Man, that was great brewing footage.
That was good footage.
It was great footage.
Trying something new here. Mixing up the format.
It's my Vienna Lager. I've brewed this many years in a row. I won first place in the New England Regional Home Brewing Competition. I'm brewing this beer again. A little modifications to the recipe based on what the national judge gave me back as feedback. But yeah, I'm brewing it again. And hopefully I'll have it ready in time for May of this year, which, you know, it should be fine. But everything went pretty good, I think. Let me think. I had 3 yeasts going into this. Now I'm giving away way too much. Here's the sitch. I got a package from Northern Brewer. The Y yeast packets came frozen.
Oh.
So, of course, you look at the back and it says, do not freeze. So, I made 2 starters. They fermented, but I just don't know.
Were they frozen because it was just so cold then?
Yes. They were in the back of a UPS truck, and they froze. So, I picked them out of the box, and it just, you heard just ice.
Slushy stuff?
Yeah, slushy stuff inside the foil pack, and you thought, oh, cripes, what am I going to do now? So I just threw them in the fridge. Hopefully they, you know, defrosted. And then I made starters, 2 liters each for the 2 packets. One's a Bohemian Lager yeast strain. The other, I think, is an Oktoberfest one. But then I went out and I got White Labs WLP 838, which is their Southern German lager strain, as sort of a backup. I just took 1 tube and put it in.
Yeah.
And said, all right, with the 2 starters,
nice.
Put that all in, we'll see what happens. So,
well, you certainly didn't underpitch that.
I didn't underpitch.
It's good.
Hopefully, I didn't. I don't.
doubt
You know. Yeah. It's fine. It's not like it's bursting over the sides. But again, lager fermentations are a lot gentler anyway. So we'll see. In a few months, maybe we'll do another tasting video.
Do you have a competition set for this one? Do you have any ideas?
This
for
is the MCAB.
Okay.
And I don't at this point at the taping date there is no date set for it. But they said they thought it was going to be May. And since I haven't heard anything about it, I'm thinking that it's not going to be in March.
Getting prepared.
I am prepared.
That's great.
So it'll be lagered, bottled, and then probably sitting in the fridge for hopefully a few weeks, if not a month.
Yeah.
Before I have to ship it out. So that's my brewing, and that's the end of this video. Let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up. Hey, all right. I got to brew some beer. We got to take that camera out that door right there and watch me brew some beer.
I'll shovel it out for you.
All right, great, thanks. So from John and Mike at brew-juice.com, keep brewing.
And,
cheers.
And brew on.